Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl.
To the end zone. What a play.
It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Can you guys see the mountain?
Doing it wrong! Stop!
Yeah, put it down! Harry, grab that!
Dad, can we do this again next weekend?
Sure. The new Tiguan. For all life's adventures. Volkswagen.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys! Still the undisputed champion of the world!
Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Fight Week in Liverpool. It's Friday, and that means one thing: it's weigh-in day. As tomorrow night, live on DAZN, we bring you the latest instalment of Matchroom's Next Gen series, headlined by Peter McGrail, who looks to return to winning ways against former British super bantamweight champion Marc Leach. Jamie Ward here alongside me, as always, former IBF World Middleweight champion Mr. Darren Barker. Darren, we were up on the sofas yesterday for the press conference just behind us there, and you didn't fall asleep this time.
Oh, that's hard.
That's
when I'm next to you.
How was the golf?
It was good. It was good. Bell, you done me by a point.
A point?
Yeah, we both shot 100, but you got 35 points.
I hope it was worth the 6 a.m. start. I've been here since 7 a.m. rehearsing. He walks in 3 minutes to 1.
Professional.
How the other half live, eh? Well, anyway, let's get straight to the action, because Peter McGrail, we talk about pressure. There's pressure on all these fighters to impress, young fighters. This is a big platform for them. This is what the Next Gen series is all about. But for Peter McGrail, we keep saying must win. This is the first real pressure, mental test of his professional career.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure with what happened last time. There is a big box waiting to be ticked. Can he pass the test? Will he pass the test? How much has he got up there? How much is in here? We know he's got talents in abundance, but this is about guts, courage, and how much you want it.
Well, let's give you a little reminder of the order of play, not just for tomorrow's action from the Exhibition Centre here in Liverpool, but also for today's weigh-in. We begin Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels for all of the Before the Bell action, 5:25 p.m, with young Frankie Stringer, trained by Joe McNally out of the famous Rotunda ABC. He looks to move 7-0 over 6 rounds against Jonatas de Oliveira. Flyweight rising star Maisie Rose Courtney steps up to 8 rounds in her 6th professional contest against 2-time European title challenger Giuseppina Di Stefano. 8-time national champion Hamza Udin makes his professional debut at 115 pounds, straight into 6 rounds as well against Santiago San Eusebio. We then cross live to the DAZN broadcast at the usual time of 7 p.m. as Joe McGrail looks to move 10-0 in his first 8-rounder against Ryan Walker. Olympic silver medalist Beatriz Ferreira then meets Yanina Lescano for the vacant IBF World Lightweight crown over 10 2-minute rounds. Senior ABA champion Steve Clark fights for the 3rd time as a professional and the 2nd time, Darren, in just 14 days, by the way.
Living the dream.
That is what you call activity. Star boy Danae Bostan then looks to win his first professional title in what is also his first 10-rounder. He meets Jack Martin for the Commonwealth Silver Super Welterweight title, which is also a final eliminator for the English title in the Chief Support before your main event. After shock defeat 4 months ago stateside, Peter McGrail says it's must-win as he collides with a fired-up former British champion Marc Leach in what is a must-win for both. WBA International Super Bantamweight title on the line. It's also an eliminator for the British crown. I am hearing we are ready to get today's weigh-in underway, so let's hand over to our master of ceremonies for the afternoon, our very own Mr. David Diamante.
Well, thank you, Jamie and Darren, and ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here to Liverpool, England, for the official weigh-in of our big night of fights taking place here on Saturday night. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, Forged Irish Stout, Riyadh Season, and Drip. And of course, all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight card we have on Saturday. We have 8 fights. We've got 3 title fights, 1 world title, and at the top of the bill, Liverpudlian Peter Blood McGrail looks to get back to his winning ways. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Now making his way to the stage, the Brazilian fighter with a record of 6 wins, 7 defeats, 5 of them coming by way of knockout. Please welcome Jonathan Monster Marajoara Oliveira. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record thus far perfect, 6 fights, all of them victories. Fighting out of Liverpool, please welcome Frankie Stringer. Now to the scale, Jonathan Oliveira. $133.5 for Jonathan Oliveira, $133.5. And now to the scale, the young undefeated Scouse sensation, Frankie Stringer. $136.2 for Frankie Stringer. $136.2 for the undefeated Frankie Stringer.
6-0 Darren. Frankie Stringer trained just down the road out of the famous Rotunda Amateur Boxing Club, of course, here in Liverpool. Not afraid of the big occasions. Twice boxed on his stablemate Liam Smith's cars, didn't he, against Chris Eubank last year. But after nearly 7 months out, this is a good opportunity for him to get some momentum back and impress as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I've been impressed with what I've seen. Good variation to his work. He can box. He likes to be on the front foot. He's aggressive when he needs to be. Works the body really, really well. So it's another brilliant platform for him to show off his skill and move in the right direction to bigger and better things.
This one opens the action, 5:25 p.m. tomorrow from the Exhibition Centre here in Liverpool, live on Before the Bell.
Face to face. Frankie Stringer, Jonathan Oliveira, 6 rounds lightweights, Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from Liverpool, England.
Well, we're ready to carry on today's weighing in just a moment. We'll just let Frankie Stringer leave the stage. Maisie Rose Courtney, Darren, will be weighing in next. Former Repton Amateur Boxing Club, trained now by Tony Sims, just like you. She's just missing that IBF World title, I think.
I think that she's not too far off. She's got to keep doing the right things, get the rounds under her belt, but she's moving in the right direction.
Yep, some big fights to look forward to for Maisie Rose Courtney. All action and all eyes on this one tomorrow night, though. Back to David.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 8 rounds in the flyweight division. Now making her way to the stage. Professional record, 7 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Piemonte, Italy, please welcome Giuseppina Di Stefano. Di Stefano. And her opponent now making her way to the stage. Her professional record perfect, 5 fights, 5 victories. Here is the former 6-time amateur national champion. She fights out of Elton, London, England. Please welcome Maisie Rose. Rose. Now to the scale, Giuseppina Di Stefano. 114.2. 114.2 for Giuseppina Di Stefano. Now to the scale, the undefeated Maisie Rose. 113.2. 113.2 for Maisie Rose. 113.2 for Maisie Rose.
Well, sick fight this, Darren, for Maisie Rose Courtney. First 8-rounder 2. Giuseppina Di Stefano, 7-2, 2-time European title challenger. Made it very clear, didn't she, yesterday, Maisie? Made it clear that she wants a title fight next, which looks like it'll be the European title, currently held by Chloe Watson. Nicola Hopewell holds that Commonwealth title at £112. She won that last week. Options plentiful for Maisie Rose, of course, pending a win tomorrow night.
Maisie Rose, Giuseppina Di Stefano. 8 rounds, flyweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Liverpool.
You just said there, Darren, always smiling. It's Maisie Rose Courtney. She's loving this.
Yeah, she likes having a laugh, Maisie, but she works hard, she's improving, and that's all you can ask from a young fighter.
What do you think will be the main message from Tony Sims, stepping up to 8 rounds, to take her time, perhaps a little bit more?
Do you know what? I think that would be it. Yeah, she likes to get stuck in. She's got that natural fire in her eyes. So I think take your time, do your thing, and it will all flow nicely.
Well, I am being told we're ready to unleash Hamza Udin to the professional game this weekend. Let's hand back to David now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super flyweight division. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 3 wins, 7 defeats, 2 draws, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Lyon, France, please welcome Santiago San Eusebio. San Eusebio. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Saturday night, he'll be making his much anticipated professional debut. He fights out of Walsall. Please welcome the former Team GB amateur standout, 8-time national champion, 7-time international gold medalist. Please welcome Hamza, the Great Udin. Udin. And now to the scale, Santiago San Eusebio. 114.9 for San Eusebio, 114.9. And now to the scale for the very first time as a professional, Hamza the Great Udin. 115.3 for Hamza the Great, 115.3.
8-time national champion Hamza Udin, 7 international golds, 3 GB golds as well. Officially announced he signed with Matchroom in December, managed by Sam Jones. What are you expecting stylistically from what you've seen, Darren?
He's classy. He's a reaction-based fighter, carries his hands low, but he's sharp, he's aggressive. When he lets his shots go, he really commits to them. 8-time national champion, that's incredible. So much talent to work with. Yeah, future star for sure.
Yep, looking forward to welcoming Hamza to this 115-pound division. Sam Jones told me this week he'll be ready for the big names. Don't you worry about that in the not too distant future. Big dreams to become the first British Bangladeshi world champion and inspire a generation, in his words. A long and exciting road ahead for Hamza begins tomorrow night in Liverpool.
Hamza the Great, Santiago San Eusebio, 6-round super flyweights. Saturday night Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from Liverpool.
Well, we are hopefully going to grab a quick word with Hamza just as he jumps off the stage here. What do you remember about your emotions, Darren, when you made your big bow on the professional scene, your professional debut?
Bricking it. Even just the 6 rounds, I did 6 rounds on my debut. I was petrified. And yeah, I was very happy to get it out of the way.
We're doing 6 rounds on your debut, as is this man, Hamza, first professional weigh-in. How are you feeling mentally, physically? This is your big moment tomorrow night, making your pro debut.
I'm feeling absolutely great, mate. You know, I get to, show my abs and show the people my eyes, my nice little physique. I've never had to do that before. So yeah, it's fun, it's amazing. I'm soaking it all up. It's all new. And tomorrow is where my home's at, in the ring.
This is pretty cool, right? This is really good. For those who missed it yesterday, tell the viewers, the fans out there, what they can expect from you.
They can expect absolutely everything. I've got every trick in the book. I've got power, speed, timing, IQ, and boxing that you've never seen before. So I'll show it all tomorrow.
Can't wait. Best of luck tomorrow on your professional debut. I was going to try and, there you go, get the fist bump in. Always terrified I'm going to get left hanging. I'm hearing we are also ready to continue today's weigh-in. One McGrail to another. Joe McGrail is standing by stage side. Back to David.
Ladies and gentlemen, next contest, 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 12 victories against 6 defeats. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Newham. Please welcome Ryan, the Lion Walker. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record, perfect. 9 fights, 9 victories with 5 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Liverpool, please welcome Joe McGrail. Now to the scale, Ryan, the Lion Walker. $125.7 for Ryan, the Lion Walker. $125.7. Now to the scale, representing the Everton Red Triangle Boxing Club from Liverpool, the undefeated Joe McGrail. 126.4 for Joe McGrail, 126.4.
First 8-rounder this, Darren, for Joe McGrail. 9-0 now, earned himself a Matchroom contract on the back of some really spiteful performances, no more so than that one in Arizona last year.
Yeah, I mean, spiteful, really improving rapidly. But this is his first real test for me. Ryan Walker, he's a handful. He's a former area champion.
Looks in great shape.
Great shape. Really, really good shape. So this is a proper test. We'll find out how good Joe McGrail is Saturday night.
Yep, looking forward to this one. Opening the live DAZN broadcast from 7 p.m. The Exhibition Centre here in Liverpool. Joe McGrail versus Ryan Walker.
Joe McGrail, Ryan the Lion Walker, 8 rounds featherweights, Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from Liverpool.
there's world title action coming up on DAZN, Darren. Beatrice Ferreira in a good fight actually with Yanina Lezcano, but could be a monumental year. We spoke about it yesterday for Beatrice. If she can win a world title as a professional and then go and change that medal of silver, which by the way is no mean feat that she picked up at the Tokyo Olympics, into a medal of gold in Paris. Unbelievable.
Oh, well, I mean, what a story. Incredible achievement that would be. Very, very tough ask, but an absolute animal. And I said it yesterday, didn't I? The beast is being unleashed, she told us, so that's exciting.
Let's bring her to the stage. Back to David.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the first of our 3 title fights, and it happens to be a world title, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing is proud to present 10 rounds for the vacant IBF Lightweight Championship of the world. Now making her way to the stage, her professional record, 14 victories against 3 defeats, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Concordia, Entre Rios, Argentina. Please welcome the South American lightweight champion, Yanina La Pantarita Lezcano. And her opponent now making her way to the stage. Her young professional record, perfect. 4 fights, 4 victories, 2 of her 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the 2020 Olympic silver medalist and amateur world champion, fighting out of Salvador, Bahia, Brazil, Beatriz "The Beast" Ferreira. Now to the scale, Yanina La Pantarita Lezcano. 134.4 for Pantarita, 134.4 for Yanina Lezcano. And now to the scale, the undefeated Beatriz "The Beast" Ferreira. 134.8 for Beatriz "The Beast" Ferreira, 134.8.
Well, the verdict yesterday, Darren, from the Lezcano camp was that they believe Beatrice might be focusing too much on the Olympics and overlooking this world title fight tomorrow. Do you read too much into that?
A little. Look, it's good to have one eye on something. She'll be fully focused on Lezcano tomorrow night, no doubt about it. Lezcano, she's in deep here. She's a good fighter. She can keep it long. She's tough. She's game aggressive. But Ferreira, she really is a beast. You know, she can mix it up. She's strong. She's powerful. And when she's in her rhythm, she's relentless.
Ferreira v. Lezcano. Brazil versus Argentina.
Beatriz "The Beast" Ferreira. Yanina La Pantarita Lezcano, 10 rounds for the vacant IBF Lightweight Championship of the world. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Liverpool, England.
Yep, lots of good fights to be made in that 135-pound division. We talked about it yesterday, didn't we, Darren, with Frank Smith, that when Katie elected to stay at 140 and relinquish some of her lightweight titles, it gave some fighters a long-awaited opportunity, like we saw with Brianna Dixon and like we're seeing with Beatriz Ferreira.
That's what you want as a fighter. You want opportunities. You want to pick up belts, and there's plenty out there. So, as a fighter, it's very exciting.
Well, we are ready to continue today's weigh-in, perhaps with the most active man in boxing right now is young Steve Clark. Second fight in a fortnight for him. Back to David.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 4 rounds in the middleweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 4 wins, 7 defeats with 1 draw. He has 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Narva, Estonia, please welcome Artem Spatar. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, 2-0 with 1 knockout. Fighting out of Liverpool. Give it up for Steve-O Clark. Now to the scale, the Estonian, Artem Spatar. 160.2 for Artem Spatar. 160.2. Now to the scale, the undefeated Steve-O, Steve Clark. 161.3 for Steve Clark. 161.3 for Steve-O.
Well, there is Steve Clark, trained by Swifty, Stephen Smith, who you can see up on the stage there, managed by Paul Smith as well. Came out chief support a fortnight ago at the AO Arena in Manchester on the Jordan Gill Zelfa Barrett undercard in front of over 500 of his fans. Had little more than a week's notice for this one, and he sold over 300 tickets. Popular.
Very, very popular, and he's very, very good. He's a top lad, lovely fella, and he's in a division, a famous division that has some stars in and around the weight. So big fights potentially down the line for Clark, but yeah, a very good fighter, a lot to work with for Coach Stephen Smith.
Yeah. Shared the card with Jimmy Sains in Manchester a fortnight ago, twice boxed him as an amateur. It's one apiece. Who knows whether we could see that one in the years to come.
I'm going to bet we do.
And Artem Spatar there as well gave Lely Buttigieg, you talk about the depth of the division, a good 4 rounds in January. No doubt Steve will be looking to go one better.
Steve Clark, Artem Spatar, 4 rounds, middleweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Liverpool.
Well, it will be the chief support, Darren, to hit the scales next. Well, it's a big night for Junaid Bostan, first title fight, and as we talked about this week, probably the hardest fight of both his and his opponent's career as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a test. It's a proper test. Lots of talent there. The future is very bright for him, but he needs to take care of business against a game live opponent.
Well, here we go. Back to David for the penultimate time this afternoon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support as we're going 10 rounds for the Commonwealth Silver Championship and the English Super Welterweight Final Eliminator. And now making his way to the stage is professional record 9 victories against 1 defeat, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Southminster, Essex. Here is the reigning Commonwealth Silver Super Welterweight Champion, Ginger Jack Martin. And his opponent making his way to the stage. He's an undefeated southpaw, 8-0, 6 knockouts, fighting out of Rotherham. Give it up for the star boy, Junaid Bostan. Now to the scale, Ginger Jack. 151.9 for Ginger Jack Martin, 151.9. Now to the scale, the undefeated Junaid Bostan. 153.5 for the undefeated man from Rotherham, Junaid Starboy Bostan.
That's definitely got to be your nickname, Ginger Jamie.
Ginger J. I quite like that. Ginger beard, anyway. 9th fight this for Junaid Bostan, of course, trained by Grant Smith out of the Steel City Gym in Sheffield, alongside the likes of Dalton Smith and Sonny Edwards, of course, in there this weekend with Commonwealth Silver Super Welterweight Champion Jack Martin. You believe the right time for this step up?
Yeah, definitely, because he showed us so much promise. He's a brilliant fighter. But Martin, he's as tough as they come. He's proven over this distance. He carries his power late. He's got an engine that does not stop. So this is a proper test, a real live fight.
The star boy Junaid Bostan, Ginger Jack Martin. 10 rounds for the Commonwealth Silver Championship and the English Super Welterweight Final Eliminator. Chief report Saturday night. Starboy Ginger Jack. Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN from Liverpool.
It's been very respectful all week down, but when the weight comes down, that's when you tend to see a little bit of verbals at the way, and we are going to try and bring Junaid in. Here he is. Big smile on his face.
Always smiling.
With Grant Smith as well. Junaid, good to see you. Weight made. What was being said up there?
Him just showing off nervous energy. You can tell he's new to the show. I mean, I'm glad he's enjoying it now, but he won't be enjoying tomorrow night. I'm glad to be the chief support on the big show. First title fight, a step closer to where I want to be. Can't really complain. That's the energy I want to see. Let's see if he keeps that energy tomorrow night.
How do you approach this fight, Junaid? You know exactly what he's going to do. I think he was alluding to the fact he may box a little bit. I feel he's going to come on strong. You've got a great engine. How do you approach this fight? What's the plan?
I mean, the way I look at it is this. I box better than you, I look better than you, I hit harder than you, and I'm tougher than you. So how the fuck are you going to beat me? Do you know what I mean? Like, just keep that nervous energy to yourself. If you want to come and have a go, I'll beat you at that game. If you want to box, even better.
You said the trip to America was a trip full of lessons. Because of that, what version do you think we'll see of you? Career best performance tomorrow night?
Definitely so. I mean, I'm maturing as a man, in and outside of the ring. It's just a matter of it all coming together. I've made a few changes as well. I'm looking on showing the developments of what I've been showing in the gym. I don't think I've ever shown the ability what I've got inside the ring yet, if I'm very honest with you. And God willing, tomorrow is just a step closer showing that.
You got the bit between your teeth, haven't you? I can tell.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's like I'm a fully fledged pro now. Like, don't be wrong, I'm still young. Like, I'm in the top 10 on BoxRec. I'm the youngest on that by 7 years at least. But I'm a man, do you know what I mean? It's only so long you could be a prospect now. It's a matter of time of backing up the talk, and I'm glad he's got that energy. Do you know what I mean? If anything, I like it when more like that, because I've heard nothing but good things about him. I didn't speak first, but now you want to speak. All right then, come tomorrow then, dickhead. Do you know what I mean?
Junaid, best of luck tomorrow night. That your chief support, Junaid Bostan versus Jack Martin. Looking forward to that one. The Commonwealth Silver Super Welt title on the line. Getting told I'm looking at the wrong camera. That's a good start. Also a final eliminator, that one, for the English £154 crown. So much to look forward to on DAZN. Before we bring up the main event, it perhaps doesn't get much bigger than this one.
Live on DAZN worldwide May 18th. The fight of the century. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Tyson Fury looks to reign as king of the division. But Alexander Usyk is undefeated and coming for the crown. For the first time in over 20 years, all the belts are on the line. Ring of Fire, live on DAZN worldwide, May 18th. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here today to Liverpool, England, for the official weigh-in of our big night of next-gen boxing taking place here on Saturday night. And it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening, as we go 10 rounds for the WBA International and the British Super Bantamweight title eliminator. Now making his way to the stage, he's a southpaw. His professional record, 18 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Salford, please welcome the former British Super Bantamweight champion, Marc Livewire Leach. Leach. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is also a southpaw. Professional record, 8 victories, 1 defeat, with 5 of its 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing the Everton Red Triangle Club and fighting out of Liverpool, Peter Blood McGrail. Now to the scale, Marc Livewire Leach. $121.2 for Leach, 121.2 for the Livewire, Marc Leach. And out of the scale, the Southpaw Scouser, Peter Blood McGrail. 121.8 for Peter Blood McGrail, 121.8.
We have a fight, Darren. Both fighters weighing in inside that 122-pound super bantamweight limit. It was 20 weeks ago in December last year that Peter McGrail was boxing brilliantly across the pond, suffered a real shock defeat to Jericho O'Quinn, who he was due to rematch. Now in steps Marc Leach. Certainly no easy substitute for Marc, a gateway to the big nights once again. For Peter, simply no room for error here. What are the big questions tomorrow night, Darren, around this main event?
I mean, is he gun shy? Does he want to get involved? Do you want to be taking shots? These are the questions. I know, I'm pretty sure I know the answers. I know he lives and breathes this sport. He understands that it is a sport and these things can happen, but it's about getting down to business and doing your thing against a good, seasoned, experienced fighter. This is a good test, Jamie.
WBA International Super Bantamweight title, British title eliminator. Your next-gen main event tomorrow from the Exhibition Centre here in Liverpool, live on DAZN, is Peter McGrail versus Marc Leach.
Peter Blood McGrail, Marc Livewire Leach. 10 rounds, the WBA International and the British Super Bantamweight title eliminator. Main event Saturday night, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Liverpool, England.
We are hopeful, Darren, we're going to be able to grab one final word with Mr. Peter McGrail there, just to get a final message from him. But like we say, there's always pressure in this game, but no, this is a big, big night for him tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be desperate for that first belt. Just get back in there, get back on winning ways. It'll be crucial that he puts in a good performance, gets that win, but yeah, he'll just be desperate for that first belt, I'm sure.
Well, Peter, come in. Peter, good to see you. Weight made. How would you describe, one sleep away now, the mentality, the determination to get back on track tomorrow night in Liverpool?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, coming off the back of a loss there in America, I'm looking to get back to winning ways and back to winning ways in good style tomorrow and put myself right back in the mix and probably going to be in a better position with the WBA International and the British title eliminator on the line. But we have a good performance in coming tomorrow, yeah.
You've obviously visualised tomorrow night plenty of times. How do you see the fight playing out tomorrow?
Look, just Peter McGrail win by any means. Wouldn't be surprised if the fight goes early, but if not, it's going to be a 10 rounds, obviously points decision, but Peter McGrail win by any means necessary.
We're going to have 2,000 in there tomorrow, main event in Liverpool. They came out on their numbers here as well for you today. You're going to need them behind you from the opening bell. What's your message you want to leave?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, all the scouts in there are going to be behind me. I'm fighting against the kid from Manchester Army, so it's a bit of a derby, but yeah. All the Scousers are going to be behind every Scouser fighting, and it's going to be another good night of boxing in Liverpool, and there's going to be plenty more to come after tomorrow night.
Pete, we wish you the very best of luck tomorrow night. That is your main event. And Frank Smith, just watch out. Nice one, Pete. Thanks for speaking to us. Frank, we'll get you in the middle. There we go. Frank, I was saying to Darren there, with the next gen, it's also the next gen of promoters, and it's your chance to take centre stage as well.
Sorry about that. It's a bit like you've taken over the big shows now. I haven't quite got...
Lagging it.
Yeah, I haven't got there, but yeah. Look, great show in Liverpool on Saturday night, and what the next gen cards are all about. The likes of that Junaid Boston, Jack Martin fight, a bit of back and forth. You know, it's what he needs at this stage of his career. The right kind of fight for him, but something he can actually get his teeth into. and have a bit of back and forth. That's
What were they saying up there? Because Junaid gave us his version, but what did you hear?
What did Junaid say?
What were they both saying?
No, Jack was saying you're not going to take away this opportunity from me and my family, and Junaid was saying just stay calm, stay calm. But yeah, it's good to see. It's what we need, a bit of spite there. He had it in his last fight, actually, Junaid. It seems to be happening time and time again. But perfect show. Peter McGrail's back out. His opportunity to get back to winning ways. He's had to go through a lot. And it's a tough fight against Marc Leach as well. So stacked card, top to bottom, a lot of young talent. Excited for it.
Pressure, I'd say, on Junaid and Peter. Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think Peter's got to deal with what happened in December. But I think this is a perfect fight for him because he's not going straight back into a 6-round tick over. He's going back in there against a real fight. We believe in what Peter McGrail can do. You know, I said yesterday, a loss shouldn't define a fighter. And for too long in boxing, I think it's been to the detriment of the sport that people think a loss is the end of someone's career. You know, he's going to go on for many, many years. He's going to have big nights in the arena here in Liverpool, like we've seen with many fighters. But these shows and I think the build-up to them as well help the fighters for the future when they go into those big nights. I said yesterday, Junaid probably at the end of this year will headline a next-gen show. And it just gets them prepared for when it comes to those big shows in the future, when they're headlining in these big arenas, selling 8, 9, 10,000 tickets. This is what gets them ready for it.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait. Just a quick correction, 5:30 p.m. for Before the Bell, 7 p.m. is, of course, the live DAZN broadcast. That does conclude all the build-up. All that's left to do is fight now. From myself, Jamie Ward, from Darren Barker, and from Mr. Frank Smith. So much to look forward to on DAZN.
Hey, champ. I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 150 fights every year. Over 150. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
I see you, okay, do your dance, do your thing. I see you, okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, yeah. Shake off. Let me see you rock off, yeah.
Cherry Hill, side kick, SpongeBob, sexy walk, heel toe, footwork, crazy leg rock.
Let me see you kick right, now kick left, now step forward, now step back. Lucozade, bring the energy.
Sometimes running a business can feel like running a marathon. In a desert. Through quicksand. But Zero accounting software can help keep your business finances running smoothly. Soon that marathon will feel more like a fun run. On roller skates. With a jetpack. Ka-ching. Search Zero with an X because healthy business is beautiful business.